Welcome to the Arizona Construction and Renovations Employee and Staff Training Program. These tutorials are meant to enhance your knowledge of our internal processes and are not to be shared with others outside of the company. Today, we will be focusing on the PSA Proven Jobs mobile app functionality set up for administrators. Decisions made here are important in that they provide the backbone of permissions, responsibilities, and overall functionality of the Proven Jobs mobile app by field technicians and project managers. So, let's get started. Company administrators will need to review the following role permissions to ensure field staff have the ability to perform tasks within the mobile app. Let's get started by jumping into Proven Jobs to review some of the role permissions your field user may need depending on the role. In today's session, we are going to review the PM role to ensure the permissions are selected based on what activities they need to perform. Navigating to settings and roles, we're going to go into our project manager role by clicking on Edit. The first area we are going to go into is the General section. Clicking on General and clicking on Custom Form. If you require your field user to pull forms onto the job to input data or collect signatures from customers, they will need Create, Edit, and View. Next, we're going to go into Files. In here, to allow the user to upload photos or documents and pull forms onto the job in the app, they will also need Edit, Upload File, and View. Next, we're going to go into Inventory, Equipment Tracking. For equipment upload to the job, the user will require Edit, Scan, and View. Next, we're going to go into our jobs. Selecting Jobs, Materials. If you require your field user to add material items to the job in the mobile app, they will require Create, Edit, and View. Next, we want to go into Jobs. Depending on the requirement for your field user, your project manager, to be able to create jobs, they will need the Create option. In addition to Create Jobs, you also have the options to allow the PM to view all jobs on the mobile app or their own jobs. Please note, the PM employee type must be added to the Job Relationships tab if View Own is selected. Scrolling down, we want to also select our time clock option. In here, make decisions on whether or not your PM can clock into any job by selecting Clock In Out or Clock In and out of their own jobs. We also need the View option. Again, like with jobs, if View Own is selected, then you'll have to have that PM type on your Job Relationships tab. The last area we need to review in role permissions are reports. Selecting Report and Report again. Select the custom form that your user is required to complete by selecting the checkbox. When this is selected, the form will be visible in the mobile app for that role. Company administrators will need to review the following settings in Company Settings to ensure field staff have the required visibility and have the ability to perform tasks in the mobile app. Let's review the settings in Company Settings. Navigate to Settings, Company Settings. The first area that we need to review is in the General section under Edit Custom Forms. If your field users are required to pull custom forms on jobs, the form must be marked to set to sync to mobile. Inside of the form, you will see Form Mobile. The next area we will review is in Jobs in the Mobile tab. Enable Mobile Job Create. If the role permission is set to create jobs and you wish for jobs to be created in the mobile app, Enable Mobile Create Job must be selected. sync production closed, sync completed jobs, and sync invoice jobs. If left unchecked, those jobs with those dates applied to them will not sync to the mobile app. Sync job dates. This will allow the dates to sync to the mobile app. The week starting today will show the field user a rolling calendar week of events. If not selected, it will only show the current week. Mobile to replace. Form PDF. If selected, and a form is pulled on the job in the mobile app, where a form of the same name exists on the Job Attachments tab, this new form will replace the existing form. Use local storage for taking pictures. When pictures are taken with the camera option in the app attachments, those pictures will be stored locally on the mobile device. Display attachments in folder allows the field user to see the folders created on the job and their contents. Do not allow selector entry prior to category. This relates to the clocking in and on the app. Do not allow the user to select the selector option prior to selecting the appropriate category should the field user be required to select a category on clock in. Required time card description. If you require your field users to enter a description on clock out, selecting this will force the user to enter in the description field on clock out.
Do not allow to create general notes. When selected, field users will not be able to select the note topic note to create a log note with. Create customer from job name. If the field user's role permissions allow for job create in mobile app, and you want your job customer to be created from the job name, the job create in the app will sync to Proven Jobs. The name and customer will be the same. Default company for jobs created on mobile. If the previous option is not selected to create the customer from the job name, and you do not have a default customer name for the mobile job create, the job will sync from the app to your internal company record, where the customer name on the job will need to be updated to the correct customer name. If you do create a mobile app job, customer name, and select it here, the jobs will sync with that customer record. The customer name will still require updating on the job. Max mobile time clock hours. Setting a max number of hours in here will have the user clocked out automatically by the system should they forget to clock out. It will start counting from the user's last clock in for the day and then clock them out at the number of hours set here. Please note this only applies to clock ins on the mobile app. Mobile picture size. Selections made here will sync the pictures to the web with the resolution selected. And lastly, require GPS for time clock. When selected, the user will be required to have their location services turned on in their mobile device. If the field user does not have locations turned on and attempt to clock in, they will receive an error message. Lastly, in here, temperature scale. Set the temperature scale to your area's temperature readings. This relates to the dry logs option. If Fahrenheit is selected here, then the field user must select this option in the mobile app if they will be adding dry logs to the job. We will review this setting shortly in the mobile app.
Thank you for completing the PSA Proven Jobs mobile app set up for administrators. If you have further questions, please refer to the accompanying notes and references included in this course.